Welcome to Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we are passionate about crafting young lives. We present stories from our folktales and lessons in history anchored on moral values. We believe that these stories have got tremendous amount of teachings for our young adults and young children, which help them become stronger and better human beings. Today we are going to present a story on the topic of success and failure. Isn't it something that we deal with almost every day in our lives, whether it's in school, college, university, at our workplace, at our homes, at our families? We have a sense of failing or succeeding. What do we do when we have a sense of failure? Do we feel disappointed? Do we feel frustrated? Or we actually think that here is a time for us to again try and succeed? Let's dip into a story in the Epic of Panchatantra. You would have heard about this story, but let me re-describe. Once upon a time, there was a wealthy king. He didn't have children. He was always upset and sad. A time came when his ministers told him that, "King, your majesty, you are growing old and we need to find a successor to this throne and this wealthy kingdom." So the king said that let's run a competition amongst the young boys and children in our kingdom and find the successor. So the message was given out in the kingdom, inviting all the boys who were interested to become the future king and to come for a competition. So all the boys came on that appointed day and everybody was given a bunch of seeds. They were asked to plant these seeds and grow a beautiful plant out of these seeds. Whichever person is able to impress the king with a beautiful plant will win this competition. So all the boys took the seeds and went and planted them. One particular boy in this kingdom planted the seeds and didn't find any plant coming out of it. The boy had a sense of failure. The boy thought that he has lost it. However, he talked to himself. He said that let me try again. He changed the soil. He moved that pot from one position to the other. He tried whatever he knew the best about growing the seeds into a beautiful plant. But the seeds will not grow. After a few days, the king announced that the time has come to check whose plant has grown the best. The boy looked around his friends, was talking to his friends, and the friends had beautiful plants. So he was feeling a little disappointed. He thought that it's a lost cause. But it didn't give hope. He thought that he has participated in the competition. He should go with his pot which has got no plant in it. As thought, he went to that event that day. The boys came one after the other, showcasing their beautiful flowers in the pots. The king was generally encouraging people, appreciating the beautiful flowers. And the turn of this boy came when he showed that pot without any plant in it. Everybody was laughing, almost humiliating this boy. The king also started laughing. And the king rose from his throne and announced that I have found my successor. This boy, who doesn't have the plant in his pot, is the most beautiful plant that I can see. Everybody was surprised. There is no plant, but how come the king is able to see a plant and king has announced that that plant is the most beautiful plant? Then the king explains that that's the plant of honesty, because the seeds apparently the king had given were all the boiled seeds. The seeds would have never germinated into a plant. All the boys who were showcasing the plants with beautiful flowers were actually dishonest, while this boy was honestly trying. And he explained to the king that he tried, he changed the soil, he was watering, he changed the direction, he did his best. He got his reward for having tried multiple times to his wit's end. He did his best and he got his reward. So that's the story about failure. This boy who had a sense that he was failing did not give up. That's the lesson from this story. If we really look into the lessons in our history, we all know about famous personalities, what kind of obstacles they have faced in their life. Take the example of the creator of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, the author of the famous Harry Potter series. In one of her addresses in the Harvard University, she has said that she was an epic failure, the failure by any standard that human civilization describes. She was a single parent. She had become the poorest that anybody can imagine in Great Britain. Her marriage did not last for long. Whatever she tried, she failed. Yet she did not give up. And the success of Harry Potter, the creation of Harry Potter as a character and the series is historic. All of us know about it. Take the example of Michael Jordan, who's such a famous, accomplished sports person, basketball player, a businessman, a motivational speaker. He has said in an advertisement for, I think, Nike, that I was given opportunity to take the final shot in 26 matches and I have lost them. There are about 9,000 shots or 10,000 shots that I have missed in my life. There are 300 matches that I have lost. Yet he is an epic by himself. He is an institution by himself. Because each time he failed, he learned from it. Thomas Edison, who's the inventor of light bulb, has famously said that I know of more than 10,000 ways in which a light bulb doesn't work. The gentleman has 1,000+ patents to his name, and he created so many things in his life which were failures. He created a voting machine and the Congress rejected it. Thomas Edison has created it. He's almost like God. Yet it doesn't work. Look into some of our characters in Ramayana. Think of Lord Ram. Think of how he has dealt with the failures which came in his life. One fine day, his father announces that he is going to be the king. The next day, it is announced that he is going to go to the jungle. He is not going to be the king. His younger brother is going to the king. I think this story, whether true or a myth, it doesn't matter. What it teaches us is how this character, Ram, is dealing with success and dealing with failure. Both the aspects are showcased in that epic. He maintains equanimity when success comes his way and when failure comes his way. He just follows his duty. His duty as a son was to obey the words of his father, to honor the words given by a king. He behaved equally to an opportunity as well as to possibly something worst in his life. Look at Steve Jobs. The institution or the organization that he founded, he was dismissed from that organization. He came to create another organization, Pixar, and then finally he comes back to the same institution. And later Steve Jobs says that it is possibly the best thing, the failure or the dismissal from Apple was the one of the best things to have happened in his life. Look at Bhagavad-Gita. I think Lord Sri Krishna, through the teachings to Arjuna, he explains, your duty as a warrior is to fight. If you die, you will die like a brave warrior. If you succeed, then you will be famous. If you succeed in the war, you will be famous. If you fail, you will also be famous. Just do your duty. If we think of what's happening currently in our lives, we see so many young children who suffer debacles once they face a rejection. One exam doesn't go well. The number of suicide cases that get reported in the media is astounding compared to the number of cases which were there 30 years, 40 years ago. Today, many of our young children grow up in an environment of entitlements. They get what they want. Once they become 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old and start working in an enterprise, they don't get what they want. They have to fight for it every day. They face many obstacles. These days, teachers don't reprimand children. Parents don't reprimand children. Children many times can throw a tantrum to get their demands fulfilled. Is that the right way to do? Right way to live life? Right way to grow up? We have to face difficulties, we have to face challenges. Once we start working in an enterprise, we don't get what we want. We have to fight for it every day. So it's a change of paradigm completely. How can one handle such a situation when one has not learned to handle it in the past? I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for all of us to reflect and think how to deal with obstacles, failures. That makes us better and stronger. I hope you like this episode, this summary drawn from scriptures, various lessons in history. I look forward to our future conversations. Thank you very much.